Hello everyone and welcome to Roma Theory. Servette 1, Roma 1. Now we've decided to stab ourselves in the back and we deserve not to get first. In what was, in August when this group stage came out, a very easy group stage to us. And I believe everybody here celebrated when we saw the group stage we were in. Comparing it to what we lived European-wise last season. And it's exactly this which has brought us into trouble. It's this excess of superficiality. It's this lack of concentration in these little games. It's this attitude of thinking that we're better than them so that we can also avoid not playing the way we play at home because we are better than them, and then we don't win these games. It's all of these factors added together which have resulted in Roma, apart from a miracle happening, which won't happen because miracles are called miracles because they don't happen. It's a miracle to get first. It won't happen. We're going to get second. The game against Sheriff is useless. We can start the entire friendly, the entire youth team, and it wouldn't mind, because for us to get first, not only we have to win on not next Thursday, but the following one at home against Sheriff. Not only Slavia Prague need to lose at home against Servette, and we would have to score a lot of goals, something which we're not good at, and it's impossible to get first. We've decided, as I said at the start, to stab ourselves in the back. We fully deserve this second position. I don't want to hear comments complaining the pitch was terrible. Yes, the pitch was terrible, but that's not an excuse. Yes, it was raining, but that's not an excuse. Yes, the atmosphere was big, and that surely can't be an excuse. Yesterday, and the game against Slavia Prague, we were idiots. We played terrible games with terrible attitudes, and that is the result in Europe. That is the result in Europe. You know, Mourinho defined this perfectly in that press conference when he directed himself against Maurizio Sarri before the derby. In Europe, there is no such thing as a friendly game. And then the second he said that, we played 2 friendly games, and look what happens. Because this team is not good away from home, and this is worrying. Because we have got 50% of games in one season are away from home, and if we continue this record, where do we want to go? Both league-wise, we have some exceptionally tough away games coming up, including this one on Sunday against Sassuolo, and most importantly, European-wise. If we have this attitude in any other European game, we will get lynched. And this attitude of being poor away from home needs to change. Now that we're playing the playoffs against a team which will get relegated from the Champions League, if we have this attitude away from home, they are going to beat us. Just like Slavia Prague beat us 3 weeks ago, and just like Servette could have won yesterday. We also could have won that game, but Servette could have also won that game because Villar saved us with a miracle save. And this is unacceptable because in a group stage like this, we have to get first. Or should I say, we had to get first. Everybody here celebrated when that group stage came out. Don't lie, I know everybody here did, because I did too. Because nobody was expecting Roma to get second. Oh yeah, let's avoid the playoffs, that's all good. We can do it, of course we can do it. It's an extremely easy group stage, probably the easiest one any Italian team has faced in Europe right now. But yet, again, we decided to complicate our own paths, and we got second. And now we got to play the playoffs. And, okay, we're not out of Europe. We played the playoffs last season too against Salzburg, and we won, and we got through. But it's an excess of games, it's an excess of obstacles that we can avoid. We're playing tough fixtures, because anybody coming down from the Champions League is a tough fixture. No matter if it's Young Boys, Seville or Feyenoord, it's going to be a tough fixture, especially if we've considered Servette and Slavia Prague as tough fixtures. So, without a doubt, we already have a lot of games. We've added 2 more games. We've added 2 more games of fatigue, because they're going to be crucial games, both home and away, where we won't allow rotations, or otherwise we won't go in Europe. We won't proceed in Europe. And in an injury-prone team like this one, there were two teams that we had to avoid. And it's just the way it is. And also, adding on to that, then you ask yourself a very big question. Will we be as lucky as we were last season? That's a massive question. Luck doesn't happen every time. Last season we were lucky to get Salzburg, and we could get Salzburg again. We could get Young Boys. We could get Sporting Braga, which would be great. But we could also get Feyenoord. We could also get potentially Seville. We could get Newcastle, PSG. Not Milan, because we're both from Italy. So what happens if we get a tough team and we get thrown out? Our European path could end because of us being so superficial and so immature in these games that this team should not only win, but ultra win. With that being said, it's unacceptable that a team starting with Dybala and Lukaku yesterday drew the game. And in my opinion, starting the starting lineup was a clear message of we want to score goals, we want to win. And it clearly isn't working out. Because if you're starting with Dybala, when you're starting with Lukaku, when you're starting with basically 80% of your full team, apart from Cristante dropped in defence and Svilar in goal, who played a good game, then you have to win yesterday's game. Servette don't even know, no massive respect to Servette. I wish you all the best in Conference League because it's confirmed they're going to play in Conference League. But those Servette players, I bet you 11 of those Servette players aren't even full-time footballers. And during the day, one of them is a dentist, one of them is a doctor, one of them is a, bread maker, one of them is a chef, and then in the evening they get together to play football because the quality was low in that team, and we should have beaten them, and we haven't beaten them. But again, is it this game that I'm pissed on? Yes, it is. But ultimately, it's not this game which made us cost the first position. It's that Slavia Prague game. It all comes down to that. It's the combination of these two games. Another thing which has to be said, which I think Mourinho defined perfectly post-match, is some players here get given opportunities and they don't exploit these opportunities. And this is a serious problem. This is a massive, serious problem. Renato Sanchez, not only he's injured 90% of times, but yesterday he got subbed in. He looked like, what's it called? You know that book? You know that book with, it's that children book with a page full of drawn out people, and then there's one person standing out which you gotta find. Finding Wally, something like that. Finding Renato Sanchez. Terrible game. A war. He gets given opportunities and he's not impactful. A war needs to be dropped. Dybala yesterday played a terrible game, missed 2 sitters. Pellegrini got subbed in terribly. Spinazzola got subbed in terribly. El Shaarawy, what happened with his shots yesterday? Overall yesterday, we played terribly. Everybody played terribly. The only players which I would save are Svilar in goal and Llorente in defence. And maybe Bov in the midfield. Lukaku scored, but Lukaku missed an absolute sitter which would have cost us a win yesterday. So, it's the collective performance. It's the fact that a lot of these players get given opportunities, but they ghost these opportunities. So they can't be expecting to play week in and week out if they don't get these games right. With that being said, I don't wanna drag this forward much. The last game against Sheriff is absolutely useless. In my opinion, it's useless because the miracle won't happen. The Slavia Prague are not going to lose at home against Servette. I don't know even if we are going to score many goals, even if that miracle happens, but we're not going to get first. The team has understood this. Mourinho's understood this. The fans have understood this. We're going to play 2 extra games. See it on a good way, see it on a bad way. I don't know how to see it. Yes, don't get me wrong. you've got the positive side, playing against a team from the Champions League. If you beat them, it's always something good to add to your CV. But it's always a big risk. Champions League this season has a lot of quality in it. No matter what team you're going to face, we are going to find difficulties. And I mean, every single team that we're going to face could cause us difficulties. Seville could drop down, and we all know they're the kings of the Europa League. Even Young Boys, in my opinion, could pose trouble to us. Let's not forget, Young Boys scored a goal against Manchester City, the best team in the world. If they score one goal against Manchester City's side, I can only imagine how many goals they can score in their home ground against us with such an attitude. We could get Feyenoord again. We could beat them 3 times in a row, but Feyenoord have improved. Yeah, we're stuck in this sand wave dune, and we've got our legs stuck in this, and we just can't move. Yeah, but again, I think we deserve this. As I've said at the start, I think these players deserve this, because when you have this attitude in 2 consecutive European games, then you clearly do not deserve to get first in the group stage. And maybe it's good. Maybe it's good that we don't get first. Maybe the fact that we won't get first could change the mentality of a lot of these players. So that's another positive thing. But with that being said, my man of the match today is Zvilor. It really is. I don't think we did much. And then the last thing which I always repeat is when we go on a lead, we always drop down. We always lack concentration, and that will cost us points. That will cost us games. Look, I think the inconsistency is vast. We can't manage to win 4-5 consecutive games without having an absolute whomper of a game. It's the team. We know the team. We know its DNA. Now we've got Sassuolo on Sunday. Crucial game. Important game for our top 4 chances and league run. Important game because we need a reaction from this terrible game. Important game because it's away and we need a reaction away from home, or otherwise things won't change. Again, improvements need to be made, and bring it on. Bring this round of 32 playoffs on in February. Freezing cold weather. We could have avoided it, but we decided not to. We've decided to attack. And if we're done, we're done. Can't do anything about it. So yeah, look, I'm not gonna drag this any further, because I've said all of it. I've squeezed the lemon. I've nothing more to say. It's all our fault. Now heads on Sassuolo because it's a crucial game, and please concentrate on that one, because I would love to win an away game in the league against Sassuolo, which is a very tough fixture. Talk to you soon. Don't forget to smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts of this game in the comments below. And yeah, follow my Instagram and do all of that down below. Supports this channel a lot. And I'll talk to you soon. See you out.